August 26, 1994, San Francisco. It's early morning, the sky still pale and quiet, when two FBI agents speed through the empty city streets without sirens, knowing that if they arrive even a minute too late, months of investigation will slip through their fingers. Across the city, a Russian woman named Katerina Korova walks into a Citibank branch and calmly attempts to withdraw nearly $500,000. The teller hesitates. Something about her story, her demeanor, the size of the withdrawal, it all feels wrong. What Katerina doesn't know is that she is the final thread in a global web, a silent operation that has siphoned millions of dollars out of Citibank across multiple continents. And at this exact moment, in Tel Aviv, another man with a fake identity is attempting the same withdrawal technique. For months, anonymous hands have been moving funds from Citibank into accounts scattered around the world. Finland, Argentina, Israel, the Netherlands. Transactions that no one authorized, triggered from nowhere, vanishing into the night. Citibank hadn't approved a single one of them. Someone else had. Someone no one could identify. Someone who had executed the world's first true cyber bank robbery. The story begins in December 1993 in St. Petersburg, Russia. A hacker known as Arcanoid sits in the glow of his monitor late at night, reading the newest issue of Frack magazine. Buried inside the release is something unusual, a list of X25 network addresses belonging to major corporations around the world. Among them, one name stands out, Citibank. The network entry is unlike the others. No location, no department, just a doorway into a digital vault. Intrigued, Arcanoid contacts a friend, and together they explore Citibank's system. Inside, they discover something even stranger. They're not alone. Other hackers who read the same Frack issue are already roaming Citibank's digital hallways. For the first time in history, a real bank becomes a gathering place for hackers who can speak to each other freely across the network, sharing access points, vulnerabilities, and secret directories. A cluster of rogue explorers forms inside Citibank itself. Later, they will quietly be known as the Citadel Group. And then they find it. Emails containing access credentials for Citibank's transfer terminals, effectively giving them control of the bank's internal wiring. They hold the keys to an unimaginable fortune, yet none of them dare to use it. None, except one. Early in 1994, an unknown hacker approaches a quiet St. Petersburg programmer named Vladimir Levine and sells him the Citibank access for just $100. Levine accepts, and over the following nights, he studies Citibank's system in silence. He watches transfers as they happen, learns employee behavior, maps out processes. But when the time comes to move money, he faces a problem no hacker's handbook can solve. He needs someone to withdraw the cash. So he turns to the Tambov gang, one of the most dangerous and notoriously violent criminal groups in Russia. With their help, Levin sets his plan in motion. On July 15, 1994, he executes his first major transfer. $384,000 is moved into a Finnish bank account. Hours later, the Tambov money mule walks out with a bag filled with cash. No weapons, no masks, just paperwork and timing. Levin and the gang celebrate the perfect digital heist. But soon after, Citibank detects the missing funds. Confused and alarmed, they alert the FBI. A joint task force forms in New York. Their mission is simple in theory but impossible in execution. Track a criminal who leaves no fingerprints, only digital traces scattered across continents. They know the thieves will strike again. They monitor the bank day and night. They wait. A few days later, another transfer hits an Argentinian account. The FBI alerts local authorities who rush to the bank only to find the mule gone. Levin realizes the authorities are watching him. He escalates. He initiates transfers to accounts in Israel, San Francisco, Finland again, and the Netherlands. Now, the FBI moves faster than ever. Undercover agents sit inside banks before they even open. Interpol prepares to coordinate nationwide arrests. The world's first global cyber manhunt has begun. On August 26th, everything happens at once. In San Francisco, the FBI bursts into the bank and arrests Katerina Korova before she can leave. Hours later, Undercover Israeli police arrest another mule in Tel Aviv, a man posing as a Greek tourist but who begins cursing at the officers in Russian the moment he's caught. His identity is fake. His passport is fake. His entire life is a mask. Interrogations begin. Katerina admits she acted under her husband's instructions. Her husband reveals that the mastermind behind the operation is a man named Vladimir Levin. Through a tense three-way call arranged by the FBI, Katerina convinces Levin to talk. Under pressure, he confesses. But something is wrong. Levin disappears briefly, fleeing Russia, but the authorities track him to London. On March 3, 1995, he steps off a flight at Heathrow Airport and is immediately arrested. The case appears closed. Yet when the FBI examines Levin's seized equipment back in Russia, a disturbing truth emerges. Levin lacked the skills, tools, and understanding to execute the Citibank breach from scratch. He had purchased the access. Someone else had broken in. Someone else had mapped the network. Someone else had created the tools. Levin was just the man bold enough, or foolish enough, to pull the trigger. The true mastermind remained unknown. Months later, the FBI reviews old evidence and finds a forgotten hard drive. Inside is a set of tools far more sophisticated than anything Levin ever used. Packet sniffers, encrypted logs, network maps, custom protocols. None of it belonged to him. Hidden inside one file is a signature, Arcano 1D, not Arcano ID, but a variation with a number instead of a letter. Another hacker entirely, or maybe a deliberate disguise. The FBI digs deeper and discovers hints of the Citadel Group, hackers from around the world who had once roamed Citibank's network freely. Among their fragments of communication appears one name only once, Marionette, a quiet user, a ghost-like figure, someone who never interacted, never spoke, never left traces beyond a few seconds of activity. The architect of the original exploit. Years later, Citibank network logs reveal an unexplained pattern. Someone continued probing Citibank's systems until 1997, long after Levin was in prison. The patterns match those from the original breach. The same rhythm, the same structures, the same digital handwriting. And then in 1998, the same year Levin walked out of prison and into the Czech Republic, everything stopped. No activity, no probes, no Marionette, only silence. Levin disappeared completely. Some believe the Tambov gang killed him when millions failed to arrive. Some believe US authorities helped him resettle under a new identity. Others say he escaped with the missing $3.5 million from a final mysterious transfer and vanished on purpose. But the strangest theory remains unresolved, the possibility that Marionette wasn't a person at all. Investigators studying corrupted 1994 log fragments found a 3-minute burst of automated commands, structured so precisely and executed so quickly that no human could have typed them. Some analysts quietly suggested that Marionette might have been an emergent digital process, a self-directed system born accidentally inside an X25 network. Nobody could prove it. Nobody could disprove it. And Citibank refused to comment. Today, the official story claims that Vladimir Levin committed the first cyber bank heist in history. But experts know better. The real operation was planned by unseen hands, carried out by a hidden collective of hackers and researchers, and possibly accelerated by something more mysterious. Levin stole millions, but someone else invented the method. Someone else carved the tunnels. Someone else opened the doors. And the world never found them. The first cyber heist remains unsolved at its core. Evidence is sealed. FOIA requests are denied for national security. Several participants vanished. Levin's fate is still unknown. And buried somewhere in the digital noise of global networks, a single forgotten signature waits in silence. Marionette. A ghost in the system. A creator. A hacker. A glitch. Or something else entirely. What began in 1993 wasn't a crime. It was the beginning of a new era, one in which the world realized that the greatest thieves need no masks, no guns, no getaway cars, only access, and the courage to press enter.